There you go. Hit that like button at the beginning of the video like a professional.
Yeah, I'm so good, Dad.
Okay. Who shall not pass?
Okay. I couldn't think of any lines. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Eli.
I'm Nick.
And we are Nothing of Note. And today we're watching...
the San Diego Comic-Con version trailer of the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power show, Amazon. Sorry.
We are excited to watch the second trailer.
Yeah, no, we're excited.
We've already watched the first one, which, if you haven't watched it,
somewhere. It's somewhere.
Yeah, watch it first. There, you want.
Yeah.
But or you can watch this one first. You know, live your life. Be chaotic.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Do it.
But if you do watch it and you like it, make sure to hit the like button. So,
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Let's get into it.
We thought the war, at last, was ended.
It's a
A lot of heads.
What did you do with the rest of the armor?
Today,
Maybe there wasn't anything left.
our days of peace begin.
We thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
The skies are strange.
Oh.
To see a Galadriel, the moment we feared.
I love those trees.
The music.
It does not sleep.
Oh, yeah.
It waits.
Beyond the darkness, tempting shadow, to bury us all beneath the mountain.
That's so good.
He has not one name, but many.
Dark Lord. Yeah.
If you heard of him, lad, if you heard of Sauron,
Yep. What the heck? That was a cool transition.
Oh. Oh, is that an immortal blade?
Whoa.
If the evil rising is left unchecked, it will take us all.
Oh, that's the forge.
Find the land, and the shadow will not find you. Together we can survive this! Fight with me.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
there can be no trust between hammer and rock. Eventually, one or the other must surely break. You have been told many lies of Middle-earth.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Man.
Dang.
That's exciting. So I didn't catch it, but one of my buddies was saying that like there's a shot in this that looks like it's from like an MCU movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was like they said it was barely in it, but like there's like a still that like looks like it's from like the MCU, like just from the style, which was a complaint from some people that their friends are gonna go more towards like those type of movies than
I
like
don't think so.
the stylings of like Lord of the Rings.
Right.
But no, I thought the music was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear more of that. If we get more scoring like that, I think that'll be really
No,
good.
it's very good. I mean, the Lord of the Rings has always had good music.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, I want some good music in the show, especially since it's got such a big budget.
Yeah.
I want to look back at like costume design and stuff because that was one thing when they were showing initial stuff. I didn't really care for the costume design.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially if they've got a good budget, like I really hope that they're hiring blacksmiths and like that was one of the things that made like the Lord of the Rings movies so good is like they forged that stuff. Like that was like
it looks
legitimate weaponry and armor and like so I hope that they go that route and not just the cheap out on it, you know?
Yeah.
Especially since they got the budget. They can do it. So I want to see a combination of visual, like practical effects and CGI.
And that's something that Lord of the Rings did a really good job with, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, they created a lot of like early CGI stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's stuff in those movies that you would not realize are CGI. Like, and they did
such a good job with it for the time. Like the giant spider.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that they did really good on. But they did a really good mix of practical
effects.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the orcs and stuff were actual people.
Yeah, the hobbits it's all an optical illusion. Like, if Frodo touches a sword,
effects and stuff.
they forged 2 of those swords.
Right.
They forged a big sword and a small sword.
Yeah.
So whenever a human or an elf is holding it, it's the small sword, and whenever Frodo's holding it, it's this massive sword. You know.
Yeah.
So I just like
just so awesome, and that's stuff that doesn't even cost a lot of money either. Like that's just being really good at your job.
Yeah, and like so like I want to see them really like focus on what made those movies good, and I feel like that's the only thing that makes me a little nervous about this is that there's too big of a budget. They're going to spend their money not wisely.
Yeah.
Versus if you're constrained on like if you have a budget, you're going to be focusing that money where it matters, and you're going to come up with creative solutions.
Right.
Like, let's use the optical illusions.
Sometimes the simpler the better too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if you're not pushed to be creative, then like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm with you.
That's my only concern for the show, but I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
It visually like. That's what
the thing I really jumped out the most at me for outfits were like I thought the dwarves looked really good. Like their armor looked legit.
Yeah. There was a character design that they released really early on of a dwarf that didn't look very good, but I didn't notice anything in here that looked.
Yeah, I think that it seemed like to me they used prosthetics for like the noses and stuff, like they did in the old Gimli's nose and stuff. Like looks really good. So yeah, I have high hopes for it. I'm very excited, especially after watching that one.
Yeah, I
Seeing
think
some of the more of the action stuff and Sauron, and I wonder how much that little boy's gonna come into play. Seems like he had some connection.
Yeah, I don't know.
We saw the forge. It looked like I think that was the forge where the rings were made.
This is about less than a month away.
Yeah, September 3rd. I think
Man.
2nd.
I'm really interested to see where they go with this.
Me too. I'm
the
excited.
landscapes looked really good.
And is this a movie or show?
It's a show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't know how many episodes. I don't know how they're releasing it.
Do you know how long the episodes are?
I don't know any of that information.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
I bet there'll be longer episodes, like kind of like a Game of Thrones situation.
Well, since it's a streaming show, they have the option to make the episodes as long as they need. So kind of like the Disney Plus shows and Stranger Things, like you can change that up based on what you need as a creator.
Right.
And I'm happy about that. I just hope that they don't make the show by committee, you know?
Right.
I want to see someone's creativity.
Man, I know this is kind of off topic, but I just really that just blew my mind is like how that changed for me growing up. It used to be that it's like, oh, every episode has to be this amount of time to fit into the time slot.
Yeah.
And now they don't have to deal with that, which is really crazy to think about how that changed TV and for the better.
Yes.
Because people can do so much better with what they need.
Right. And well, that goes to our topic of like talking about the Disney Plus Marvel shows and Star Wars shows. Like, I'm more excited for these shows than I am for these big blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
Because I can first of all, we can do this a lot easier, which is awesome. But then it's just we're getting longer stories.
Yeah.
Versus like
what we want as kids, we'd watch a movie and be like, oh, it's so great, but we'd have to go with our imagination and all this stuff. Like, well, what could happen? What happened to this? There's so many things that weren't addressed that they couldn't.
I mean, I will not watch the theatrical version of Lord of the Rings, and I think you did this because we watched it together. But I watch the extended edition every time. Like, I need all that extra content. And I'm like, I want more, you know? So getting to see these in shows is great. So
yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Bye.
Bye.